Spain are world champions, but while everyone expected the headlines to belong to Lamine Yamal, another teenager quietly stole the tournament. At just 19 years old, Pau Cubarsí has been named the best young player of the FIFA World Cup, becoming the first defender in years to dominate football's biggest stage with such maturity. No last-ditch tackles, no reckless aggression, just calmness, intelligence, and perfection. Barcelona have spent over a decade searching for the next great leader of their defense. After this World Cup, that search might finally be over. This is the story of the teenager who could become Barcelona's next defensive legend. Every football story starts somewhere. For Pau Cubarsí, it began in the small Catalan town of Espanyol, where he was born on 22nd January 2007. Long before stadiums filled with 80,000 fans chanted his name, he was just another kid kicking a ball around local pitches. But there was something different about him. Unlike most children who wanted to score goals, Pau loved defending, reading attackers, winning the ball, starting attacks from the back. His parents, Gloria and Robert, quickly realized football wasn't just a hobby, it was his future. When he was only 7 years old, Cubarsi joined Girona's youth academy, where his intelligence and composure immediately caught attention. Just a few years later, Barcelona came calling, and when Barcelona knock on your door, you answer. In 2018, Pau entered La Masia, the academy that produced Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, Puyol and Busquets. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, but coaches kept saying the same thing. He sees football differently. For years, Barcelona's attack never stopped producing stars. Messi, Xavi, Lamine Yamal, but defense? That was a different story. When Carlos Puyol retired in 2014 and Gerard Piqué eventually followed, Barcelona lost more than two centre-backs. They lost leaders. Since then, the club desperately searched for replacements. Samuel Umtiti looked like the answer, until injuries destroyed his career. Clement Longley arrived with promise, but never truly convinced. Thomas Vermaelen struggled with injuries. Yerry Mina never adapted. Even Ronald Araujo, despite becoming one of the world's best centre-backs, has repeatedly seen injuries interrupt his progress. Then came one of the darkest nights in Barcelona's history, the 8-2 defeat against Bayern Munich. A match that exposed everything. The defense looked lost. Barcelona no longer had the commanding presence that once defined them. Fans began asking one question: would La Masia ever produce another world-class defender? For years, the answer seemed to be no, until Pau Cubarsí arrived. Cubarsi's rise wasn't built on flashy skills. It was built on something much rarer: decision-making. Watch him play. He barely dives into tackles. He rarely panics. He always seems one step ahead. That's because his greatest weapon isn't his strength, it's his brain. While other defenders react, Cubarsi predicts. He cuts passing lanes before they exist. He positions himself perfectly. He plays under pressure as if he's been doing it for 15 years. Modern football demands defenders who can do much more than defend. They must build attacks, break pressing systems, control position, and that's exactly where Cubarsi excels. His passing range is exceptional, whether it's a short pass through midfield or a perfectly weighted long ball. He plays with confidence beyond his age. It's no surprise Barcelona trusted him so early, because he doesn't just defend like a veteran, he thinks like one. Coming into the World Cup, most fans expected Spain's young superstar to be Lamine Yamal. Instead, another teenager quietly became the tournament's backbone. Match after match, Cubarsi looked untouchable. Against elite strikers under immense pressure in knockout football, he never looked nervous. While attackers grabbed the highlights, Cubarsi controlled the games from the back. Every interception, every recovery, every perfectly timed tackle, every calm pass out of the defense. He played with the composure of someone 10 years older. And when Spain lifted the World Cup, FIFA lifted the World Cup, the best young player, a defender winning one of football's biggest individual honors that almost never happens. But this World Cup wasn't about flashy moments. It was about consistency. And nobody embodied that better than Pau Cubarsí. Barcelona have waited more than a decade for this moment. A defender raised in La Masia, someone who understands the club's philosophy, someone capable of leading the next generation. Pau Cubarsí isn't Carlos Puyol. He isn't Gerard Piqué. He's something different. A modern defender built for modern football. Still only a teenager, already a World Cup winner, already the tournament's best young player, and perhaps the player who will finally end Barcelona's defensive curse. Because while goals win headlines, great defenders build dynasties. And if this World Cup was only the beginning, football may have just witnessed the birth of its next defensive legend.